Hi there, welcome to the next episode of Ask Highrise with me, Mark, one of the co-founders. And one of the things I've got asked is about remote working. So I work from my home office. In fact, most of the team in Highrise work from their home. They don't work from an office of such. And I just thought I'd go through the sort of setup that we use, because obviously it's kind of important to have a good working environment. And sometimes when you're working at home, that can sort of fall apart a bit, and I just thought I'd talk you through my office setup and how I sort of work on a daily basis. Okay, so let's have a quick look at my home office where I do all my work. So this is the door. This is actually the back half of our garage extension that we did a number of years ago now. So in fact, I say half, it's more like a third. So it's quite a small office. It's a couple of metres wide and by about a metre or so. You can see it's not particularly big. Interesting beer bottles there on the side. They are actually alcohol free. So I was doing dry January, didn't quite get there, but kind of knew I wouldn't get there. But then I thought I wrote a post about the sorts of things that I was drinking at the time. So that's what they're there for, to take a picture of. So I've got my bench, which is just a kitchen worktop from B&Q, nice sort of wood effect one. Effect being the word, it's not actual real wood. So it's nice and cheap and it does the job. And then I guess to the kit that I use in terms of my everyday working, I use a good set of headphones. So these are wireless, sorry, not wireless, these are noise reducing headphones. So it's great when people are in the house, you can just flip those noise cancelling headphones on and you kind of don't hear much except what you're doing, put some music on. I also use this little device, which is really good. It turns them into wireless headphones because this is a Bluetooth dongle which connects them to the computer without having to keep the wire plugged into the computer. So you can put that in your pocket. It's pretty good. Then to the camera. So at Highrise we do a lot of video calls because we're remote. We talk to each other a lot on camera calls, and we'd like to talk to clients as well. It's a good face-to-face meeting when you're not actually face-to-face. So I've got this really good, relatively inexpensive Logitech HD webcam. They're quite popular actually. Got it mounted on this tripod so it's at a nice height. Don't like having that on the desk really, but I've not come up with a better way of putting it where I want it, so I've had to stick with that. And then I've got a MacBook Pro sat on the Roost stand, which just raises it up a little bit because I tend to use that monitor on the MacBook for Hangout window and also putting the emails on and stuff. That stand is really good because it folds up and put it in your bag and you can take it off with you when you go working somewhere else. Then I've got a nice, good quality microphone. That's a Blue Snowball Ice microphone, and it gives good audio quality to videos and other audio stuff that we do. Standard Apple keyboard, nothing special there. Then this is my main monitor. So this is an Apple Cinema display. They don't make these anymore, which is really disappointing because they're really good. It's really good. It's a good 27-inch monitor. It's got some connectivity at the back, so it's got Ethernet and USB and all sorts of stuff, which I use. It's sat on the Definitive Guide to JavaScript, which, as you can see, gets a lot of reading, or not, which just raises it up a little bit. Be nice to get a nice mount, actually, something, but maybe that's in the future. And then I've got another monitor on the right hand side, which is just kind of has my Slack window open, which is where we do our team chat. And I usually have Twitter open on there as well, just to keep up to breast of what's going on in the land of WordPress and things like that. Over here on this bookcase, I've got my time capsule, which it does my backup for my MacBook. And I've also got behind here, sort of like, this is where the internet comes in. So that's the router. I'm hardwired into that with Ethernet because it goes back directly into back of my Apple Cinema display, which is nice. And then we've got a phone, which I'll hardly use. And that's kind of us. So chair-wise, we've just got a standard IKEA chair. I've had this chair for donkey's years. As you can see, it's very worn. And I also have this gym ball here. It's a bit flat at the moment, as you can see. But it's sometimes good using the gym ball just to sit on. It gives you a bit of a change of posture and helps you back a little bit, so that's good. But yeah, that's kind of my setup in my home little office. Nothing too special, but it might be of interest to some of you.